covering all of the Flint Bay region. NBC 25 News at 11 starts right now.
Tonight, several communities are drying off after storms rolled through in the last couple hours. Take a look. This is what it looked like around 9 along Pearson Road in Mount Morris Township.
All the rain causing localized flooding throughout Genesee County. Now, this is video from Miller Road near Ballinger Highway in Flint about an hour ago. Whew.
A similar sight on Yale Street, also in Flint. This person driving into someone's yard to get around all the water. We certainly would not recommend that at all. No. Jamie always says, a turnaround, don't drown. And speaking of Jamie now, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle with the very latest.
Yeah, and turn around, don't have your car stall in the puddle and end up with a lot of engine repair down the road as well. All right, let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. It is much quieter right now as we look at the lower peninsula. As far as mid-Michigan is concerned, we do have some rain, a few showers up into Gladwin County. These are slowly drifting west-southwesterly at this time, and they have been weakening. So very little rain to speak of right now. Temperatures running through the 60s all across our area, with the dew points also in the 60s, making for a little stuffy feel outside, but there is relief on the way. We have a little bit of evening rain as we just saw on Storm Ready Doppler radar, but mainly dry for the overnight hours, and it looks like temperatures will finally settle into those mid 60s for the overnight hours. We'll talk about some scattered rain tomorrow, and we'll take a look at the weekend in your Storm Ready weather forecast.
Several Flint neighborhoods hit by localized flooding. You couldn't miss it in that video.
No, exactly. It was everywhere in Genesee County. This is creating some dangerous situations out there on the roads. NBC 25's Drew Moore joins us live right now on Hemp Hill Road near I-475. Drew?
Yeah, that's right, Dave and Sadie. That little harmless puddle there is really what's left of a very dangerous situation here. I would say just about not more than 45, 50 minutes ago, there were probably a good 2 feet of water on this road. The fire department was here, closed the road down. We're told that a couple cars actually got stuck. The water was so high. Now, this is a scene that played out across Genesee County as those rains came through. We drove around over here the last half an hour, and it appears that everything is pretty much drying out. All the roads were back open, including over by Van Slyke, over on Ballinger. So it looks like the crews are doing a very good job of getting this water up and out of here. As we can show you right now, the road is back open. Matter of fact, we're not aware of any road closures at the moment. We will certainly keep you up to date on any road closures that are still out there, both on air and online. Excuse me. But for right now, it looks like the coast is clear. Reporting live from Flint, Drew Moore, NBC 25 News.
All right, Drew, thank you. Well, flood waters poured into the GM Flint assembly plant tonight. These are photos of the flooding sent to us from an NBC 25 viewer. You can see the water taking over what we are told is the loading dock inside the plant. We put in a call to General Motors and are waiting to learn more about what impact, if any, the flooding is having on plant operations.
And we're following breaking news out of Detroit. Right now, Greektown Casino has been evacuated because of manhole covers blowing off. Pedestrians were evacuated off the streets, and the Anthem Suite Hotel was evacuated. According to the fire department, a transformer blew near Fishbones on Monroe Street, and manhole covers are now blowing up randomly, causing safety concerns. A federal judge has ordered the state of Michigan and Flint into mediation to resolve their differences regarding the future of Flint's drinking water. Yesterday, U.S. District Judge David Lawson appointed a Troy-based attorney to facilitate an agreement between the city and the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality. The department sued Flint in federal court in June over city council's refusal to approve a long-term deal to buy water from a Detroit area system.
You don't hear this one every day. The people of Sanilac County were on high alert today after someone let exotic animals free.
Wow, very unusual. NBC 25's Kyla Peoples is here with us now to tell us more about that search. Kyla?
Well, multiple law enforcement agencies in Sanilac County participated in the search for the animals that were illegally released from their habitats. Now the search is on for the person or people who let the bear out.
He's not going to do a whole lot of damage. Bears are more afraid of you than you are of them.
Coda is back safe and sound in his pen at the Summer Wind Wildlife Sanctuary in Brown City, but not before he went on a little adventure.
He was hiding.
According to the Sanilac County Sheriff's Department, the call of Coda's escape came around 10 a.m. Wednesday morning.
Owners reported that they had a Syrian brown bear that appeared to have been the locks removed and intentionally released from their facility.
Not only had CODA been released, but also crocodiles and tortoises. Fearing the worst for CODA and residents, police, the Department of Natural Resources, and CODA's handlers went looking for him.
Our first plan was just to go door to door with the neighbors and making sure that they were aware of the situation, for safety of the citizens. And then we also have an aero unit where we are going to attempt to locate the bear.
Luckily, CODA and the other animals weren't too far away.
Within an hour, the bear was located under a piece of equipment that was still in a fenced-in area on the sanctuary.
CODA was sedated and taken back to his habitat. The other animals were also corralled and returned. Now the focus turns to whoever did this and making sure it doesn't happen again.
We don't know who it was or what the reasoning is, but they got hurt.
And police say whoever let the animals out face a handful of charges, including trespassing and larceny. If anyone has information regarding this case, please call the Sanilac County Sheriff's Office. Kyla Peoples, NBC 25 News.
President Trump has ordered federal assistance for flood relief after June's historic flood. Now, this means federal funding will be available for people in Bay, Gladwin, Isabella, Midland, and the Saginaw Chippewa tribe in Isabella County. Assistance may include temporary housing, home repairs, and low-cost loans for uninsured properties. Residents and business owners can begin applying for assistance tomorrow. Now, you can apply by calling 1-800-621-FEMA. You can also find the information on our website at NBC25news.com.
An investigation into a medical marijuana dispensary. Officers with the Flint Area Narcotics Group raided the Genesee Harvest medical marijuana dispensary in Flint this afternoon. Now take a look. Our crew saw officers taking items out of the business and a storage unit. Now no further information is being released at this time. We will continue to follow up on this story and let you know when we get that new information. Well, there's no place like home, and for one Bay County family, they now have a space to call home.
NBC 25's Amanda Chodnicki introduces us to one hardworking family that got there with the help of Habitat for Humanity.
Open your hand. Smile.
It's the keys to your new
There's the keys to keys to house.
In one moment,
Congratulations.
Maria Sion officially became a homeowner. But leading up to it,
I helped put the floors down.
It took 250 hours of hard work.
I don't ever want to see pain again.
From single mother Maria, who is working to become a registered nurse.
It was a lot of work. It took a lot of time, but it was nice doing it and doing it on my own.
On her own, but with a little help from her 4 boys and some volunteers.
It worked out well that they were able to help work and repair the house and put it back together. So, and they know the understanding of keeping it up.
Maria says she wanted a place her kids could call home, and that's why she applied to the Bay County Habitat for Humanity's Partner Family Program. And to her surprise, her family was selected. Now she has her own bathroom.
I've been sharing a bathroom with the boys for many years.
A big backyard for the kids to play in.
He has a little gate to get through here too.
And the best part, a set of keys to her very own home sweet home.
Now Maria and her family will move in Friday. She's super excited to have her girls-only bathroom, as you saw there. But another plus for her, energy-efficient appliances. She says she's actually looking forward to paying her bills now. For now in the studio, Amanda Chodnicki, NBC 25 News.
Crime Stoppers has received a grant thanks to the Ruth Mott Foundation. The over $80,000 grant is focused on reducing and preventing crime in neighborhoods, specifically in Northeast Flint. A special project highlighting unsolved crimes will also be launched through the use of 2 billboards being placed in high-traffic areas in order to reach the most people.
It's really an educational campaign to try to get a specific area in North Flint, it's the northeast side of Flint, to understand what the Crime Stoppers program is and that they are the eyes and the ears in the community.
The grant is also focused on increasing communication and building trust with police agencies.
Today kicked off the Cars 108 roof sit, all to raise money for the WEYI Children's Center. Cars 108 morning host Pat and AJ, along with the CEO of WEYI Children's Center, Mindy Prussia, will live on the roof of the McDonald's on Saginaw Street in Grand Blanc for the next 3 days. Now, each day there will be activities for community members and businesses to donate to the Flint-based charity. That's some dedication there, living on a roof.
For sure.
Yeah.
At least one person dead after a school explosion today in Minnesota.
Coming up next, what police are saying caused the explosion. And dozens are taken to the hospital after a chemical spill at a YMCA. Coming up, what chemical made them sick, leaving at least 6 children in serious condition.
Our weather is much quieter now than it was this afternoon and evening. Still more rain on the way for tomorrow. We'll take a look at that coming up in your Storm Ready weather forecast.
You're watching NBC 25 News at 11 with Dave Fondy, Sadie Hughes, Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle, and Sports Director Tom Eschen. You're watching NBC 25 News at 11.
From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Lindsay Mastis. A suicide bomber attacked a NATO convoy near the city of Kandahar in Afghanistan. NATO confirmed that there are casualties, including 2 U.S. service members. This is the latest attack in the southern Kandahar province, which borders Pakistan. 4 men have been convicted of plotting to carry out a terror attack in the UK. They became known as the 3 Musketeers. That's the name of the Telegram messenger account that they set up to communicate. Well, the 3 were described as the dangerous men who were committed to carrying out a mass casualty attack. They will be sentenced on Thursday. And one of the 4 men arrested in Australia in connection with a plot to take down an airplane was released from custody. The 3 others still remain behind bars. From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Lindsay Mastis.
At least 2 people have died and 7 others injured after a natural gas explosion at a school in Minnesota. Now, we just learned minutes ago that the second person was pulled from the rubble and didn't make it. Police say contractors doing work at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis ruptured a gas line, causing the explosion. The blast caused part of a building to collapse. Family members say Ruth Berg, a business office assistant at the school, was one of those killed.
Dozens were taken to the hospital after a chemical spill at a North Carolina YMCA this afternoon. According to an official for the Durham YMCA, a lifeguard noticed a strong chemical odor near the indoor pool pump room. Authorities said the chemical was hypochlorite, which is used every day in maintenance of swimming pools. 40 children and 2 adults were taken to the hospital, many with breathing issues. 6 children are said to be in serious condition. Hazmat teams are trying to determine the cause of that spill.
Now, your certified NBC 25 Storm Ready forecast.
Good evening, Mid-Michigan. Much is quiet across the area right now. We had a very active weather day as we look through our afternoon and evening hours. Now things very quiet outside. Taking a look through our Skynet camera at downtown Flint, still reporting cloudy skies, 67 degrees, a dew point of 64, just a light breeze from the north. As you take a look at Storm Ready Doppler radar now, just a few faint showers to the north into Gladwin County right now. Elsewhere, very quiet across the area. And for Genesee County, everything exploded across the area. Probably about 7 o'clock, went to about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And take a look at what's going on. As you take a look towards Mount Pleasant, you see this green line just expanding to the south and southeast direction. That's an outflow boundary, a blast of wind coming out of the bottom of a thunderstorm. As it rolled through our I-69 corridor, tapped into a lot of unstable air. We still had temperatures in the mid-80s at that hour. And you can see as it expands to the east and just sets off those showers and thunderstorms and kept the rain going right across Flint, leading to a lot of that localized flooding we've been talking about tonight. In the big picture right now, another area of low pressure moving across the upper Midwest that moves into the Great Lakes region for tomorrow. Severe weather potential a little stronger to our southwest, but it does include at least a marginal risk for some of our counties, from Genesee County right up into Midland County and Isabella County. We could have a couple of stronger thunderstorms, especially as we get into the later evening evening and overnight hours. Your Futurecast will show relatively quiet conditions for the overnight, some low cloud cover and fog moving in for tomorrow morning. A mostly cloudy sky, mainly dry up until about the early afternoon. And now we're going to find some of those showers and even an isolated thunderstorm or two coming in from the south through the mid and late afternoon hours. We get to about the dinner hours, things still relatively quiet and then starting to pick up 8, 9 o'clock. Isolated thunderstorms coming in south to north. And once we get into Friday, we'll get more of those passing showers coming in from the west and southwest direction as that area low pressure finally exits the region. And we'll get behind this cold front Friday into Saturday and start to feel the effects. Now, if you're going to be at the Saginaw County Fair tomorrow, Chesaning, again, into those later afternoon and evening hours, that's your greater chance of some of those passing showers and thunderstorms. Highs into the upper 70s. And we feel a nice little dip in the humidity as we get into the weekend. Feeling pretty good around here. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast. Again, scattered rain for your Thursday, some morning showers on Friday, and then transitioning into a mix of sun and clouds for Saturday. Lower humidity, lower daytime highs as well, and even a few passing showers as we talk about Sunday. It is Monday where we have another chance at some more scattered showers and thunderstorms.
We want to see your photos. Here's a photo of Buell Lake sent to our burst gallery by Victor.
That looks like a painting there. Share your photos and videos with NBC 25. Download our news app and click on See It, Send It.
Wow, what was going on with all that rain tonight, I tell you.
Lots of it.
Lots of rain, yeah.
I was down at Allen Park today for the Lions training camp. There was maybe the loudest shot of thunder I've ever heard. Huge lightning bolt. It sounded like a gunshot or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, the players just...
We had to run off the field. It was kind of scary, but everyone was okay.
Good.
Yes, it was. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I'll tell you about that in a second. And we also, speaking of rain, how many hours it took for the Tigers to win today? It was more than 3 and less than 10. So somewhere in the middle there.
Just a few options there.
We'll explain that in a moment. Plus, how one new Lions player and what he had to say about adjusting quite a bit in the first few days at camp. Find out why next in sports.
Healthcare reform has been the focus of Washington, D.C. all year. The reason is that the American people elected Republican majorities in both houses of Congress with an express mandate to overhaul Obamacare. Yet, the reform process seemingly came to a screeching halt last week in the Senate. GOP Senators John McCain, Susan Collins, and Lisa Murkowski all voted no on a skinny repeal of Obamacare. That left the latest version of the bill short of the 50 votes it needed to get to conference. However, while Obamacare reform may seem down, we shouldn't count it out yet. The health care bill in the House died a million deaths before being passed in May. Will the Senate be able to achieve the same outcome in the end? Senators on the Hill are saying that they need to move on to other issues where there's more common ground and come back to health care at a later time. The Senate is still in session for the next 2 weeks. They are expected to start working on fronts outside of health care. There are no current plans to forge ahead on the healthcare battle before senators head home for their abbreviated August break. That is a mistake. There's no reason to kick the can down the road. 3 votes sank the skinny repeal. Those votes, especially that of John McCain, should be able to be swayed. Senator McCain needs to be assured that while the skinny repeal is not all-encompassing, it is a path to a broader bill that would come out of a conference with the House. The bottom line is this. Healthcare reform needs to get done. It was a priority for the GOP during the campaign. It is a priority of the president. It is a priority of the American people. Republicans in the Senate should finish what they started and find a way to pass a healthcare bill before moving on.
The Game with NBC 25 Sports.
Good evening, I'm Tom Eschen. How about some greatness to end your night? Flint's Clarissa Shields taking a photo with Hall of Famer Barry Sanders at Lions training camp today. Shields, her biggest fight yet against Nikki Adler in Detroit Friday night on Showtime. As for that football, the Lions almost a full week of workouts now, the second day in pads today. But a first for a Lions offseason acquisition from the Rams. Greg Robinson getting reps with the ones at left tackle, his first full day. But he's also still very new to the Lions way of doing things. He's admitted there's been a learning curve when it comes to terminology and technique.
It's going to take a little adjusting. I've been trying to take the coaching from Coach Prince and just do it the way he wants us doing it and incorporating my own things into the game. Also, that helped me. I feel like that separates me. A few of the zone steps are a lot different, and just getting that out of my technique, my muscle memory, just erasing that. It's been a challenge for these past 2 days, but I think slowly it'll come along.
He's a really good athlete. I would not suspect it'll take him long to be able to get the techniques and fundamentals down. But just when you add that with all of the mental processing that goes with it, with learning the playbook and the plays and the calls and things of that nature. So, but I do think he'll adapt.
It can get pretty complicated, and don't look now. We better adapt soon. The Lions' first preseason game next Sunday. That's not too far away. Claiming Verlander almost sounds like a movie title. ESPN.com reporting today that the Tigers placed Justin Verlander on revocable waivers. What does that mean? Well, other teams can claim him, but if they don't give Detroit a deal they like, then the Tigers can just easily pull him back. With Verlander, he has the final say in the matter, no matter what, as well. As for today's game, the start was delayed an hour and a half by rain in the Bronx. Then the Tigers came out hitting after that rain delay. Justin Upton doubles, Ian Kinzer scores 1-0, just like that, out of the box to make it 2-0 a little bit later. Jordan Zimmerman on the mound, 2 on, 2 out. Huge strikeout there. He went 7, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts. Then the rains came again after the 7th, a 3-hour, 11-minute rain delay. They're aerating with pitchforks. That's how wet it was. The game was supposed to start at 1, ends after 8 o'clock. Shane Green, a second save. They win 2-0, second straight series win. First beating Houston, now they beat the Yankees.
It was long, you know. It's supposed to start at 1, started at 2, or 1:10, started at 2:30, and then sat around for a little over 3 hours after 7 innings of play. But the pitching was outstanding. You know, they did. Zim was really good.
That we're not done. You know, we just took a series against the Astros that I'm pretty sure have like the best record in the AL, right? And we came in here and we took a series against New York. So I mean, we're down, but we're not out.
Well, they're 6.5 games out of a wild card spot and 8.5 games from top team Cleveland. Still a month and a half to go, a couple months left. The Loons picking up where they left off in Lansing last night, scoring 8 runs, and they pitched well too, beating Dayton 8-2. Jared Walker, a lot of threes on the bottom net line, back at 7 o'clock Thursday night. MSU training football camp also continues, definitely working on their culture after a 3-9 season last year where they had issues in the locker room and outside of it too, we know. But if you look closely now at this year's team, at the faces of their offensive linemen, you might see something very distinct.
Yeah, the mustaches new. O-line decided a little camp, O-line mustaches. They may not be pretty, but you know, we do things together, so.
Makes you guys look a little older than you are.
Yeah, a little bit, so there's some good ones.
And then the zoom in, yeah, we got to look at Cole Chewins, maybe sporting the best mustache of them all. I was never able to do that. We had the same kind of contest back in the day when I played in college, and we had it all throughout camp, 2.5 weeks growing a mustache, and I did not win the contest.
No,
it wasn't great. No,
no, not a great mustache grower. No. Do you grow a mustache?
No.
Nope.
And the boss wouldn't like it on air too.
Well, unless you're Ron Burgundy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes, I think that's enough.
we have some breaking news coming out of Burton. We'll be back and have that in just a few moments.
Hey guys, Halle Berry is here for Box of Lies. Plus, we have Saturday Night Live's Michael Che, music from George Ezra. Do not change the channel, it's good.
We're following breaking news tonight in Burton. Police are investigating a shooting outside the Kings Lane Apartments near Hemp Hill Road in Camden Avenue.
Yeah, the shooting happened within the last 30 minutes, and we don't have a lot of information at this time. Our Drew Moore is out there, and we'll be following this investigation overnight, so make sure to wake up with NBC 25 today starting at 5 a.m. A lot of rain tonight. That's all I was thinking of still.
Yeah.
It's gone, though, right?
A lot of downpours, some localized flooding. Everything's had time to recede and dry out. Still just a few showers, though, as we look into parts of Gladwin County, even up into Iosco County. Very light showers, and those are really dying down fast. More scattered rain tomorrow. The worst of it looks like it comes in after the dinner hour. In fact, as we get into the later part of the day, more of those thunderstorms, and then things really quiet down Friday heading into the weekend.
Hey, that's what we need. Quiet down into the weekend.
We need some quiet weather now.
Just in time. Just in time. Have a good night, everyone.